You're arriving at the island of Bengkulu in the Pulau Banyak archipelago in the south of Aceh, Sumatra in Indonesia. Pulau Banyak is a very important area for sea turtles who land on Pulau Bengkulu to lay their eggs and let their hatchlings hatch. Yayasan Pulau Banyak is the only organisation in the entire island of Sumatra that puts its effort into the conservation of marine turtles. The island of Pulau Bengkulu provides habitat during 4 of the major life cycles of sea turtles. The turtles mate in front of the nesting beach. They forage in the same area and they beach themselves to lay their eggs. At the same time, Pulau Bengkulu is a remote place to work both for staff and international volunteers. So far, the facilities and accommodation are very, very basic. Island staff have to cope with quite a bit of hardship and deal with harsh climate conditions. The research station is just one hut and a well dug to get fresh but still bad tasting water. Fish is a welcome addition to daily meals, hard to catch as the area seems overfished. The sleeping facilities are not ideal either for research staff and volunteers alike, but Yayasan is working to build better facilities now.
In 2006, Maggie Mermans contacted me in Bali and started to ask questions about Pulau Banyak and the turtles. She went on to visit Pulau Bengkulu and came back enthusiastic. Wanted me to help start up the program again.
Within a year we have managed to get the full support of the local communities living in the archipelago and have been able to set up successfully the sea turtle conservation and monitoring program in Pulau Banyak.
Yayasan Pulau Banyak employs only local staff to run the turtle program. Hence, field staff come from all over the archipelago.
The problem in Pulau Banyak, there is no building material like sand and stones. Traditionally, people have used corals from the sea, which is very bad and not allowed by law. But like the main road in Pulau Valley has been used about 20,000 cubic meters of corals from the sea. Some of it was even alive. Locally, you can buy a cubic meter of corals for 60,000 rupiah. That's 4 euros. Or you can buy it from the mainland for 300,000 rupiah. It's 5 times more.
Yayasan Pulau Banyak would like to stop the use of corals for construction works like roads and houses, and also as landfill. The plan is to ship these badly needed stones for construction from the mainland, but they have to be bought first. Yayasan is trying to find subsidies or an organisation to help in financing the project. Other activities are the provision of English lessons, which is an asset to the community and brings local support to Yayasan. International volunteers are now tasked with teaching English to all local school children.
Island.
Yes, island, not Islam. Island. Bird. No, bird. Das ist Kapal. Boat. In my book I have 2 eyes. And 1 nose.
The question remains how to direct a fishing community into ecotourism. as fishing yields are low and not sustainable. Conservation can't be performed without the help from the same local community, and ecotourism seems to be the key to an alternative livelihood. Sea kayaking is being developed, just like jungle trekking, wildlife watching and snorkeling within the islands. The local community is offered training in how to guide tourists on these trips, which should ultimately lead to an alternative income. Some places, especially around the most remote islands of Pulau Banyak, offer great snorkeling opportunities. As you see, even this film star has made the islands its home. Only a few years ago, the reefs like this one went through some natural disasters. Hit by a tsunami, shaken by an earthquake and heated by El Niño, another natural phenomenon that temporarily warms ocean water. The heating caused many corals to bleach and die, but reefs now show remarkable power as young, pristine coral develops. Reef restoration is going fast, though it will take time until all the reefs will be showing off their true colours again. To these glassfish, that's of no concern. For damselfish, there is still enough hard coral to make their home. Unfortunately, these giant clams are considered a delicacy with the Aceh fishermen. An important function of coral is in providing protection, here to a hawkfish. Clownfish come in a lot of varieties. The archipelago of Pulau Banyak is home to 3 of them. Here the tomato clownfish, named after the anemone he prefers as a home. The skunk clownfish, slightly smaller, displays the characteristic white line over its spine. The decor is made up by schooling surgeonfish. Pulau Banyak provides a unique habitat for sea turtles, far away from the crowd. Mating happens in front of the nesting beach, the area where both males and females hang out to meet each other. One female can actually mate with up to 7 males. After mating, the females come to land and lay their eggs in the sand and have them hatched by the warmth of the sun. It takes a while when the turtle comes on land to nest. Not designed for land, it takes a real effort to crawl all the way to the very end of the beach to find a suitable place to lay her eggs. At times, turtles seem to cry. It is not real crying, however, but it is still a very touching picture to see this happen. Don't worry, it's a natural process where the surplus salt is excreted from her glands. Weighing some 200 kilos, you can imagine the effort an adult female needs to make to crawl onto the beach and lay her eggs. Still, that's the way it's gone for millions of years. She still comes out onto the beach to make a body pit and dig a nest. Green turtles dig their nests some 50 to 60 centimeters deep. The whole process, leaving the sea, laying her eggs and closing the nest, can take up to 2 hours for each turtle. On average, they lay about 100 to 110 eggs. They'll do that 2, 3, or even 4 times in a season. Depending on the outside temperature, the eggs need about 40 to 45 days to hatch. Until Yayasan became active on the islands, all the eggs in Pulau Banyak were taken for local consumption or for trading. Now the Turtle Project safeguards some 10,000 eggs per month. All trading with the mainland and all poaching has stopped, but the presence of rangers is definitely required. The patrol teams walk the beach every single night. The beach is 2 kilometers long and they walk it slowly so as to encounter every turtle that comes up during the night. Measurements of each turtle are taken over the length and the width of their shell. Every turtle receives 2 metal tags in their front flippers. They carry an individual number in order to recognize each tagged turtle that comes up to the beach again. Here, she carefully covers up the nest, protecting it against any natural predators. She camouflages her nest by throwing a lot of sand around it, closes it carefully, and returns to the sea. Turtles have been able to deal with natural predators for over 100 million years. They have managed to deal with the sharks, the crabs, the birds. What they are not able to cope with is the fishing nets, the exploitation of their eggs, the consumption of their meat, the use of their shell. Or they get hurt by eating plastic, which looks like jellyfish floating around in the water. They have been able to cope with natural predators, but the human impact is getting a bit too much to handle. Once they hatch, the turtle babies crawl out of the nest and make a dash to the sea, as their instinct tells them there are a lot of predators after them. Birds in the air, crabs on the beach, and fish in the ocean are all waiting. It's a long way for these little animals to reach the sea. To grow into an adult turtle, you need about 2,000 eggs or 1,000 hatchlings, a very low survival rate. These Jurassic animals have to be taken care of.